Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share.
Shalom and greetings, and welcome back to another episode here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the 100 whenever I'm in front of this camera and no paid media. Okay, now shout out to all the fam that's locked in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel with all notifications on and share this video. Okay, because we still stepping on this thing. Now, y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. Jas Prince is on his way to the Feds, okay? Now, fam, as I jump right into this, right? Because I know everybody got a lot of stuff that's going on, so I'm not going to be too long-winded. But I want you guys to understand that we know that most of the bloggers have been breaking this case down on a whole lot of different levels, okay? It seems that the community of bloggers worldwide, for the most part, are in the same position, feel to some degree the same way about the situation with j.prince Sr. Okay, so they're not going to never ever to be able to get back from this one. Okay, now I want to break down the science and the psychology of what's going on. We done heard this from so many different angles, so I'm not here to beat a dead horse, but I'm here to break down to you and explain to you the reason why j.prince Sr. decided to do this interview with $1 million worth of game. Okay, and see what's going on with Sr. is that he's been backed into a corner, you know, and he has been put in a position that so many people that identify or call themselves real is in. He's in a similar situation, like not the same situation as Young Thug, but some similar, where you have a situation where you have people that are telling on you or have told on you. Now you have to make a decision. Are you going to stand tall, keep this street code, and fight this the way that according to street rules? Because what I want you guys to understand is that these people, even though they're Israelites, they don't follow Tanakh and Torah. So in order to reach these individuals, we have to deal with them with the level that on the level that they're on. You know, they're following street rules, and we have to tear people down like j.prince. He's just the beginning. You know, he's not the only one that's on the hit list. He's just the beginning, because these are the people that our youth want to look up to and be like when they grow up, not understanding that they don't follow these rules that they impose on the lower level people, right? So what happened is j.prince, the family has been told on, okay? And then the thing that's even worse is that Migo Bands is not from Houston. He's not in Houston, okay? And Atlanta is not siding with j.prince. Now he may have a few, a few stragglers down there, but as a whole, after everybody saw what happened, this is why, if you guys remember, let me bring back to y'all remembrance when j.prince Sr. said, man, I hate that they put the photo out, that video footage out there. Because see, if the video footage would have never got out there, then in ghettos all across the world, people would still be believing that these dudes are 100, that they real, they solid, they this and that. But after all of this stuff came out and exposed their hands, and then, let me say this, and then I'm gonna get to Jas here in a second. But you got people like Mike Prince, okay, running around looking like the grown adult version of Chucky, okay, talking about sitting down on this podcast talking about he's a boss. Let me help you out, Mike. You are not a boss. You know what I'm saying? You're riding the wave of your father. You see what I'm saying? You ain't been in them trenches, you know what I'm saying, firing off no shots, putting in no work. You know what I'm saying? And if you were so boss-like, there's no way that incident happened, because the goons would have stood down when you told them to stand down. Cam Yellow Hoodie and them ain't listening to no Mike Prince, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Sitting up here playing games. When you a boss, you tell people no and yes, and they do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't listen to no Mike Prince. And I hate to say it, but Junior more of a boss than Mike Prince is, and he's sitting up here trying to act like man, get on up out of here, man. But at any rate, they have been told on, and because this is a high-profile case, Houston police can't help them, okay? And the Feds is paying attention to what's going on. Now, let me get into this, family, okay? Now, you've been hearing people talking about the paperwork, right? Well, let me break this down. I'm finna break this paperwork down, and I'm going to show you exactly why Senior, because what Senior just did was unprecedented. You got basically the boss of all bosses coming forward and getting on an interview and talking like this. It's because they have backed him in the corner, and he know that not only is Jas Prince in trouble, the rest of the family is in trouble. Now, let me read this so you guys can read it. Some of y'all may have read this. If not, I'm gonna break it down for y'all, right? So anyway, when you look at the paperwork, right, the paperwork that they're reading from Houston Police Department, right? Let me see here. I'm gonna start, and I'm reading from page 4 of the 15-page report, right? And I'm starting at the second paragraph, right? Now, I want you guys to listen to this because I'm going to walk you guys through this, right? It says, further review of various videos showed that the victim's fellow group member, Quavo, had been arguing with 2 young black males, one male wearing a yellow hoodie, later identified as Cameron Joshua, and a larger male wearing a white or light tan hoodie, identified as Christopher Walkins. Video evidence obtained showed that Quavo and 2 younger men had been involved in a dice game inside the bowling alley, and that they were arguing outside because the 2 young men had won money in the game. Now, I want to stop right there because see what j.prince was trying to do and Mike Prince, they were saying, oh, this was over a basketball game. See, what you guys got to understand is they have that video footage from inside the bowling alley and also from outside the bowling alley. People were saying, oh, there's no cameras out there. That's BS. They got the footage. And they, just like we saw Quavo and all them at the dice game shooting dice, they have the same paperwork, okay? They see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the same videos. They see it. They got all of it. They're telling you in the report. So this ain't no I think or this or that. They're telling you in this report that they have that footage, right? And they're telling you that it was a dice game, you know? Now listen to this, right? It says, now listen to this, family. So the police report is saying that they won the money, which confirms what we saw in the TMZ video when Quavo was going in on Yellow Hoodie and avoiding them and said, y'all not gonna be disrespectful after y'all won that money. And that's when they asked about basketball, and he said, don't ask me about no bad. Y'all done seen me in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So this confirms that this stuff they did on $1 million worth of game is all theater. It's lies. Okay. Now listen to this. It says, let me see here. Okay. It says a large black male with the victim group, later identified as Willie Bland, is then seen either striking or pushing the two individuals. We interviewed Willie Bland, who admitted to firing a weapon at the scene, though he said he did not know the caliber of the weapon. He stated that he had seen the two males we identified as Joshua and walk-ins throughout the evening, and that he had seen them with guns. He said, now what I want you guys to understand as I'm going through this report is that y'all got to understand that Migo Bands is he was basically Takeoff and Quavo's security. He had been watching them throughout the night. See, so when J. Prince don't try to make it seem like, you know, Yellow Hoodie and DJ Pat are just, two teddy bears and they're, you know what I'm saying? Nah, Migo Bands have been watching these dudes all through the night and already knew that they was on BS. You know what I'm saying? Now listen what he goes on to say. He says that he said he was watching them both when Quavo was arguing with them just before the shooting. So he already knew they was on BS and he knew they had guns. This is why he had the guns out. You know what I'm saying? He already knew this. So then he goes on to say, he said he was watching them both when Quavo was arguing with them just before the shooting. And he said, as Quavo turned to walk away, he believed that Joshua said something and began to pull a gun. So he then reached out and punched him. Now let's stop right there, right? Because Senior tried to make it seem like Migo Bands was the problem, right? But let me show you guys something, right? This is what he's talking about right here. Do you guys see this photo right here? So now let's just stop right here and break this down, right? If Mike Prince and Senior is trying to say that Migo Bands is the problem because he had the gun drawn out, Migo Bands had the gun drawn out while Quavo and them was arguing. He never raised it. He never went to fire or did nothing like that. He did not react until Cam Yellow Hoodie, as you see right here, up the strap, and he said he acted like he was trying to rob him. So y'all remember when people were doing the blogs and was saying, man, Cam Yellow Hoodie try to rob Takeoff and try to, this is what was going on. So now the question that we have to ask ourselves, right? And maybe J. Prince Sr., maybe Mike Prince and Junior, since they got all the answers and said that, basically these guys were teddy bears, right? Then why, after Quavo walked off, because Mike Prince tried to make it seem like we diffused everything, everybody was leaving. So you're right, everybody was leaving, but why did Cam Yellow Hoodie reach for Thumper and then try to go at Takeoff? What was the purpose of that? See, this is what we did, fam. This is what we got. Like Willie, and y'all got to understand that Willie the Squid, or Gilly the Squid, or whatever Lil Wayne called him, and Wallow, y'all have to understand that these guys are paid media, okay? They're just like You know, like in life, you have women that are prostitutes, right? And when you pay them money, they allow you to have their way with them. You know what I'm saying? This is how these guys are on a lot of these platforms. They get paid this money by these bosses, and then they have to do whatever they tell them to do. You see what I'm saying? This is why over here, it's not paid media. You can't come over here and pay money to change narratives or do this and that. You know what I'm saying? What Wallow and Gilly should have been asking is that if you're saying that he is the problem, then why when Quavo said, "All right, I'm leaving, I'm getting up out of here before I hurt somebody," why did Cam Yellow Hoodie up the strap? And then not only did he just up the strap and go at Quavo, the person he was arguing with, he went and take off. Y'all sitting this, listen, man, y'all sitting this the senior since he's talking and ask him to explain why we got Cam Yellow Hoodie up in the thing after. So when they try to say, oh, Migo Bands was the problem, no, Migo Bands was not the problem. Migo Bands was doing what he had been instructed to do. You know what I'm saying? You got multi-millionaires take off and Quavo in the building. His job is to protect the sack. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't out of pocket, no way, shape, fashion, or form. Mob Ties is out of order, and they got to take that L. Ain't no need of coming out and doing a million interviews trying to clear y'all face. Y'all are responsible for this, because if Cam Yellow Hoodie would have never pulled that gun, Quavo had already walked off. Takeoff was walking off. They all was walking off. So at the end of the day, j.prince Sr. is not going to spin and change the narrative. Mob Ties is responsible for the death of Takeoff, right? Okay. Now let's get back to the article, right? Now, so he goes on to say that when he turned to walk away, he believed Joshua said something and began to pull the gun, as I just showed you. So he reached out and punched him. He thought that Wills were about to try to rob Quavo. Willie said he then shoved the other male when he saw him coming toward him and heard gunfire erupt around him. He believed it was probably Cameron Joshua shooting at him, so he began to shoot at Cameron Joshua. Video showed Joshua ran into the bowling alley and into the bowling alley, and that he was armed with the handgun, but there's no video evidence showing him firing a gun. In fact, it appeared that he was running away into the bowling alley when gunshots began. 3 gunshots were fired into the bowling alley from Willie Bland's position in the direction where Cameron Joshua ran. In your opinion, these shots could not have caused the injuries to the deceased victim or the living victims due to the shooting angles. Now let's just stop right here, and I want to break down what the police is saying here, okay? Because this is where this thing is getting critical at. So what Migo Bands is saying, right? People were saying, oh, Migo Bands was shooting wildly. No, Migo Bands was trying to get Cam Yellow Hoodie, and then somebody else started shooting. See, now the thing that's interesting is they're saying that DJ Pat is the shooter, meaning that when Migo Bands fired on Cam Yellow Hoodie and got ready to shoot Cam Yellow Hoodie, and Cam Yellow Hoodie ran into the bowling alley and he let off a few shots trying to hit Cam Yellow Hoodie, somebody else up the thumper, who they're saying is DJ Pat. Now, the thing that's interesting about this, right, is that if Migo Bands is trying to shoot Cam Yellow Hoodie, how in the world, and I'm going to say this again, how in the world could DJ Pat miss Migo Bands and just take off out? How is that possible? There is some more stuff that's going on with this case, but the fact that Migo Bands gave a statement is throwing a wrench into the game. You know what I'm saying? How in the world did DJ Pat? Because think about that. Migo Bands was going to shoot Cam Yellow Hoodie according to the police report. So that means somebody else fired and they could have hit Migo Bands. You know what I'm saying? Because Migo Bands was focused on Cam Yellow Hoodie. So how in the world did Takeoff get hit? Family, how did Takeoff get hit if he was shooting at Cam Yellow Hoodie? People were saying, oh, Migo Bands was not shooting wildly. He was trying to take Cam Yellow Hoodie off. And let me say this, right? Because what y'all got to understand is that Wallow now on $1 million worth of game edited the footage. J. Prince Sr. said on there, he said this, and I'm getting ready to get to it. I'm getting ready to break this down. He said he was mad at Houston police because both people fired. Okay, both people fired. So why was it only one person that was locked up? The reason why is, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. Let me run down through here real quick through the rest of this report. But J. Prince Sr. said, well, why did not Migo Bands get locked up and he was shooting too? And they edited it out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that in most instances, if you a street person, you want the people that done told on you or done did something to you, you want them out of jail so you could catch them. J. Prince did the opposite. He wanted Migo Bands locked up. He wanted Houston police to lock that man up. Okay? But now, let's keep going here, right? So it says, so this is how they were able to determine that there's no way that Migo Bands could have shot Takeoff, right? Okay. Now listen to this, right? Because now we're getting ready to get into the meat of this thing, right? It says Willie Bland further stated that he initially obtained the gun that he discharged from Jas Prince, who was hosting the group, including Willie, Takeoff, and Quavo, while they visited Houston. Willie stated that he had asked Jas for the gun, and Jas provided him with one that was in his trunk. Now, when they were on the on the interview, they stopped right there, right? But let's keep going on here to show you how serious this thing really is. It says a fine then learned from Sergeant Watson that he conducted research on social media and was able to view the Instagram stories for multiple different accounts that depicted parts of the event prior to the incident. So all of the stuff y'all done heard, it's not a myth. The police gets access to these social media accounts, and they're able to go into these accounts. Whether you delete or whatever it is you try to do on there, they can get access to all that material because Instagram have servers. So even if you delete it off of your thing, it's still in their servers. They can go into their servers and still pull that stuff up even after you hit delete, right? Now listen to this, right? Because this where it get critical. It says, prior to the incident, the party at the bowling alley and the dice game that led directly to the shooting. So Houston police is saying J. Prince Jr. J. Prince Sr. And Mike Prince and all these people that said, and Jr. that said, oh, it ain't got nothing to do with the dice game. The police has confirmed in their report that it was surrounding the dice game, okay, that led to the shoot. Now listen to this. Sergeant Watson observed that the below Instagram account posted stories depicting part of the event of this incident. Now listen to this right here, family. Listen to this. It says Sergeant Watson was able to view stories posted by account Mike Prince. I do this. See? So Mike Prince is also being watched by the police. They had, let me finish this real quick, right? Because this is what people are not talking about. It says, a publicly accessible Instagram profile, which clearly showed Quavo, the victim, and Willie Bland in a red convertible shortly before the incident with Jas Prince in the driver's seat. Okay, now this is not Willie Bland no more. This is not Migo Bands. This is what Sergeant Watson is saying, right? See, this is what Sergeant Watson is saying. He says, now listen to this. A gun is clearly seen on the middle of the front seat between Quavo, Jas, and Willie is in the back seat. Quavo and the victim were also both tagged in the video, meaning the creator of the video tagged their accounts in the video to either share the content with them or show that they are in this video. Affiant knows that Instagram stories are publicly shared videos or photos that are viewable by other users for 24 hours. See, for other users for about 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Sergeant Watson also found that Mike Prince, listen to this. Sergeant Watson also found that Mike Prince, the person depicted as the user of the account, was also seen on numerous surveillance videos and cell phone videos as being present during the party. See, so they already got all this footage. So instead of them doing videos, interviews on $1 million worth of game, they need to be down there talking to Mr. Clean. Okay? The black version of Mr. Clean, Troy Finner. Okay? See, he already said we got everybody. Y'all come on down here. Now listen to this, right? It says, where was that? Okay, shortly before going to the party. If I believe that based on Willie's statement that he obtained the gun that he fired in this incident from Jas Prince, therefore, listen to this, therefore any photos or videos depicting this part of the night are relevant to this investigation. If I believes that the events depicted in this Instagram story occurred just before to the party, which is directly relevant to the Dice gang and the shooting. Affiant further believes that other stories or archive stories that are no longer viewable, see, they showing you how they go in there and get this stuff, even after y'all deleted all social media, it's still there. Are no longer viewable may be included in the account contents, which may depict other portions of the party or the shooting due to the account owner's presence during these events. Affiant further believe that the contents of any direct messages made by this account, speaking about Mike Prince's account on Instagram, may be material to this case and also constitute evidence of the offense of murder. See, made by this account made material to this case and also constitute evidence of an offense of murder, as they may serve to identify other persons invited to the party who may be witnesses to the incident and may serve to show the planning and coordination of the party. Okay, now let me jump back over here to this other part, right? Okay, and I'm finna tie it all in and wrap it up, right? Now, when you go back to page 5 of the report, right? Okay, so he already said he got the gun from Jas, right? Now listen to this, right? It says, okay, let me find this part real quick. Okay. All right, listen. Now right here, now fam, now listen to this, right? This is what I want you guys to pay attention. And this is in page 5 of the report, right? It says, based on his statement, right? Willie Bland admitted to firing a weapon at the scene and then tampering with evidence by taking his weapon from the scene and concealing it in a flower pot several blocks away before fleeing the area and leaving the state. It also appeared that he wasn't entirely truthful about his Lyft ride, but at any rate, Migo Bands, let me find this. Migo Bands took the police to where he had the gun at, right? Let me see. He stayed in her life. Oh, look right here. It says while waiting on the lift, he stated he put the handgun inside of a large flower pot behind the luxury apartments located at 1625. Now listen. He took us to that location. Okay. So he took them. Listen, he took them. It says, and we found an empty hole in one of the flower pots. We also obtained surveillance from the apartments and records from the lift to show he was picked up from that location. So listen, so now let me tie all of this stuff together for you, right? Migo Bands took them to where he got the gun at, right? So Mob Ties is under investigate. The Mob Ties is under investigation. This thing is finna eventually go federal. This is why j.prince did this interview, because this is his last resort. You know what I'm saying? He has to do this because they getting ready to checkmate him. He doing all this big boy talk. They getting ready to checkmate him down there in Houston. See, let me explain something to you, family. The part that they edited out on $1 million worth of game, when j.prince Sr. said, why didn't they arrest Migo Bands? The first reason why they didn't arrest Migo Bands is because although he was shooting at Cam Yellow Hoodie, he never hit him or nobody. Okay? So he probably would have got a criminal reckless charge or whatever the case may be. Before they got done booking him, Quavo or Offset would have been paid his bond. He'd have been out. It's nothing. He don't have you know what I'm saying? He didn't hit anybody. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Even though he shot. Now, the other reason why they didn't come get Migo Bands is because if they come get Migo Bands, then they have to lock Jas Prince up also. Because he told them where he got the gun and he took them to where he hid the gun. You know what I'm saying? And they obtained the video footage from that spot. So they already know. Houston police got all of this information already. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys got to understand now. Now, let me break this down to those of you that may not grasp. When you are a legal gun owner, right? Okay. Now, people buy guns in the streets, right? You know, clean guns. And these clean guns are guns that somebody has purchased and they don't have any bodies on them, and people sell them. And so the people that's actually selling the guns are people who have bought the guns legally and have either reported them lost or stolen. Okay? Because then that removes any responsibility from the gun owner. So if somebody get caught with that gun, it's already been reported lost or it's been reported stolen. You know what I'm saying? So now, with that being said, and everything that Migo Bands has, because he's cooperated with the police, the question that we have to ask ourselves now, if you're saying you want Migo Bands locked up, Migo Bands is cooperating already. Told him everything that happened for the most part, outside of the last part about him getting a ride to the airport. Somebody came, picked him up. Maybe it's probably Quavo or somebody like that, but he still ended up flying out that same day. But at any rate, this is what it all boils down to, right? They know that Jas Prince, he got that gun from Jas Prince. This is why they went and secured those Instagram accounts and got that information out of those Instagram accounts, right? So now, they know that this gun came from Jas. So now the question we got to ask ourselves is this gun really registered to Jas? Okay? Because now, if the gun is registered to Jas, then you basically... Now, I don't know if Migo Bands is a felon or whatever the case may be, but you basically gave somebody a gun, you know what I'm saying, that's not registered to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know what I mean? Now, if the gun is not Jas' gun, then it's like, who gun is it? And now that involves the Fedz, ATF. You see what I'm saying? See, when you start dealing with this type of stuff, this takes it to a whole nother level. And with this being a high profile case, this is what has j.prince Sr. spooked, because this is his child. So all the street rules and all of this stuff that he would play by, he's violating, running all type of red lights. You know why? Because this is his son, and he know that Jas is in hot water. This is why Jas didn't come to the interview, because he know he's under investigation. They getting ready to find out what's going on with this gun. And Mike Prince is so stupid that he's sitting up here doing an interview and he know he's under investigation. What is wrong with these people, man? Listen, this dude is so dumb. He sat right up here, read the police report. The police is telling you that we got the footage. We hear what Migo Bands is saying, but we also have footage of this dice game. And see, now the problem with the dice game, they kept saying, oh, well, there's no dice games. There's no this and that. You know why they're saying that? Because once again, when you go to the casinos and you shoot craps, those casinos pay tax on the money that they're bringing in. When you in a ghetto and you running a crap house and you not paying no taxes, the feds want to holler at you. You see what I'm saying? This is why, it's not a dice game. It's not this and that. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. Like Cat Love said, Migo Bands messed up their whole thing. Now they in a hole that they can't get out of. So now this is why j.prince did what he did. It's simple. And then this dude is so ignorant. Man, listen, man. These dudes is just full of crap, man. All of this stuff about they ain't no bosses, man. Y'all telling me, fam, listen, let me get this dude up here on the let me get this dude up here on the screen, man. You're telling me, fam, this dude right here, Cam Yellow Hoodie, this dude ain't no damn boss, man. Come on, man. You in here with all this money. Listen, come on, man. When you at a function like this, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a person being, that ain't the point. What I'm saying is that this dude, Senior, try to sit on here and act like these dudes were some bosses when they know damn well that this dude, Cam Yellow Hoodie, is dusty and he's starving. You know what I'm saying? He's not riding around in Bentleys. He ain't got a 100, 200 on standby. Look, he's standing here next to Junior. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no earrings in. You ain't chunky whatsoever. Come on, man. Do y'all listen, fam? Do y'all look how Quavo was looking at him? Quavo looking like, nigga, man, if you don't man, these dudes is funny, man. Man, look how Quavo looking at this dude, man. Quavo was looking at this dude like, man, you playing with the right one, man. I'm gonna get you out the way, man. You keep playing with me, man. Come on, man. And Senior trying to sit up here and say, oh, well, they wouldn't do that. This dude right here, listen, this dude right here, as hungry as Cam Yellow Hoodie is, he would do something like that. And we saw him do something like that. See, because he upped the blick right here. See? So don't make it seem like he just so bossy where come on, man. They listen, man, mob ties is over with. This is the end of their reign. You know what I'm saying? j.prince, you had a 30-year reign. We love you, but it's over with. All of the stuff that you have done is now catching up with you because your son that sat on the interview right beside you, Chucky, okay? Chucky sat right there and could not get the hungry goons under control. And think about this, fam. Junior, throughout the whole entire fiasco, is hiding in the bathroom. Come on, man. You know dang well when the argument and all that stuff went up, they was like, hey, man, them boys out there arguing, whatever. This dude hiding in the bathroom throughout the whole fiasco and then popped up after everything was over. You hid in the bathroom the entire time and then you mysteriously popped up after everything was over with. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yep, they trying to, like Cat Love said, they trying to do damage control. Because now people know that, number one, that they can't be trusted with them, because they are backdooring. People that's really sitting down watching the footage know that this dude right here on the screen, listen, this is what I want y'all to do. Y'all tag j.prince Sr. You know what I'm saying? Tag him, tag Junior, tag Mike Prince, because they already talking about the case. So they shouldn't have a problem explaining what was Cam Yellow Hoodie pulling out right here, which we know was the blick. Why did he pull this out if everything was diffused and everybody was here? What was his purpose of doing this? Quavo had already walked off. So what was the purpose of Cam Yellow Hoodie pulling out the blick right here? We got them live and direct in live time. So you saying that Migo Bands is the problem? No. Dust Bucket is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Dust Bucket is the problem right here. You know what I'm saying? He upped the blick, which is what caused Migo Bands to baptize him, lay hands on him. You know what I'm saying? And then the shooter, who you said can't hide behind you, which are monetized, took Takeoff out and didn't even get Migo Bands. Migo Bands didn't even have a stretch on him. So how was they shooting for Migo Bands? Come on, man. They got Takeoff out the way first, and then they try to get Migo Bands secondly. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened, man. So at the end of the day, fam, this is what it is, man. Them boys, listen, Jas is in hot water. This is why he did not show up on that interview, because he know that he in trouble behind that gun. You know what I'm saying? It's game on. And the Feds is just sitting back watching. So that means that Mr. Clean, Troy them, and the mayor, they have to play. They although they may want to help Senior, their hands is tied. What they gonna do? They got Big Brother watching them. They not finna sweep that under the rug. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm Migo Bands, y'all get this to Migo Bands. You make sure you go to court and you put them boys under, because Senior said right out of his mouth, the part that they clipped out of there, it's around the 1840, 1850 mark of that video, that interview, where he said, and the police, that's where they clipped it at. He said the problem he had with the police is that, how is it they had two people that was shooting and only one person got locked up? Basically saying he wanted Migo Bands locked up. But in order for them to lock Migo Bands up, they got to lock Jas up, because he got the gun from Jas. So the police, the feds would have known, Jas, if you're a legal gun owner, why would you give this man a gun that's not licensed and authorized to have a gun in the state of Houston? See? So at the end of the day, fam, I'm gonna say like this: Migo Bands, listen. Listen. Let me get this up here, man. Hold on. Let me see. How can I get this up here? Dang, how do I? Okay, there we go. Cat Love said it right here. Y'all pay attention to the screen. I don't care what no one say. They were going to take Migos out. Period. Migo Bands put a monkey wrench in their plan. Exactly. Because did you hear what Mike Prince said? He said, I didn't see him over there with the gun. Because see, Migo Bands was standing off in the cut. You know what I'm saying? So when Quavo walked off, that's when they went to draw down on Takeoff. Takeoff was the target. This is why listen, and this is all allegedly, okay? This is all allegedly. In my opinion, this is why Junior never showed up to the. Come on, man. You had a function. You a boss, man. How long does it take you to go into the bag? Well, you couldn't fail. It's 1:00 at night. You ain't paying no. Listen, you're not paying no bills. You're not. It's not taking you that long in the bathroom. And then your Cam Yellow Hoodie is your goon. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think people like, hey man, they out there. You know what I'm saying? Where j.prince Jr. is telling us that he was hiding in the bathroom throughout the whole fiasco, and he mysteriously popped up at the end when everything was over. Come on, man, that makes no sense whatsoever. It sounds to me like it was a plan to take out Takeoff, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, and this is my other thing, right? And this is something we need to talk about, because we can't let P or Quavo get away, because they got to let it be known what their position is. Senior coming out talking about he sat down with them. Now, what we can't confirm is that if this meeting did it happen before they got DJ Pat, or was it after that? But either way, it doesn't matter. Migo Bands has already talked to the police. He already done told Quavo what's going on. None of that stuff makes sense. Why are you targeting somebody that ain't even in the argument? He's not even in the argument. He has nothing to do. You see Cam Yellow Hoodie right here up the thing. Listen, like Cat Love said, I'm standing with her on this. They was gonna take Takeoff out anyway, he was the target. And you got to learn from lessons like this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in the world that if that was me and I'm a celebrity, I'm not trusting my life with nobody. I'm carrying my own blick. I listen. You already at a function that's a private event. So if these the guys, you already good. I need my own stuff. Because anything funny, man, you gotta go. It's cutthroat at the top like that. You can't trust people with your life, man, like that, man. Listen, I want y'all to tag for real. I want y'all to tag Senior, Junior, Mike. Ask them what was the purpose of Quavo walking off, and why did Cam Yellow Hoodie right here pull out the gun right here? What was the reason? The argument wasn't with Takeoff. It was with Quavo. Quavo said he was gone, started walking off. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, let me say this too, right? And then I'm getting ready to wrap this up, right? Let me say this. If you are an entertainer, right? Okay. And you're going into all these different places, right? You got shows to do. You got all of this stuff that you're doing, right? Y'all need to stop smoking all of that damn weed. Because let me explain something to you about weed, right? That people may not know. In your brain, you have what is known as fear sensors. You know those sensors when you be like, okay, you feel something not right. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? But when you high, it dulls those senses. You know what I'm saying? This is why when you be seeing people get robbed at these shows, getting killed in all these different places, they too damn high. They can't function. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to work? Think about this. To the common people that go to work every day. You're not going to work all toe up and beat down on the clock, are you? No. This is the same thing. A lot of these dudes are getting took out because their senses are being dulled and they can't even see the play. And when they see the play, their reactions are too slow. You know what I'm saying? Because they're too high. You see what I'm saying? There's no way in the world that you ever do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you out of town, you gotta be on point. Even though it's cool, it's whatever, whoever inviting you to whatever the function is, you still gotta be on point. Y'all going out here, y'all have these pills, y'all high off this gas, all this fake artificial weed that they making, and you cannot think properly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when that stuff started happening at the dice game, it should have been, hey man, let's just go and get on up out of here, man. If they were sober, maybe that situation would have went a little bit different. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, you peep the game when you too messed up. You just, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fam, the bottom line is this. The Prince family is under investigation. They already told you. They done took Mike Prince account. You know what I'm saying? They got the footage with Jas Prince riding with the gun. Migo Bands took him to where he took the gun to. You know what I'm saying? They got all of this information. So at the end of the day, Houston police want to talk to Jas. So either he talked to them yet or he haven't. I don't know. I can't confirm one way or the other. But at any rate, they want to talk to that boy. You know what I'm saying? So all of this stuff about Migo Bands, all of that stuff is out the window, man. I'm not faulting Migo Bands on nothing because Migo Bands did what he was supposed to do. And if this dude right here on the screen would have never did what he did, they would have all got out of there. They would have all got out of there safe that night. You know what I'm saying? So he says the Quavo had Takeoff doped up real good. Yeah. Heck no, man. Hey, but anyway, man, much love to y'all checking in, man. Share this video, man. Get it out, man, to these blogs, man, to these platforms, and to the people, man. Because this is what's going on. Maltese is under investigation, man. And they already done said it. It's in the police report. So Jas, they on Jas top right now, man. And Senior, that's his son. He's a parent. He don't want to see his son go down behind that. And I mean, and being fair, Jas wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't there. And he had asked Quavo and them to leave. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, this is how the cookie crumbled. Because whatever happened with this dude right here pulling out the blick, you can't. I mean, they have to explain this. Why did he do that? You know what I'm saying? So this is what caused everything. You know what I mean? Y'all cheating at the dice game and doing all this other. This is what caused everything. You know what I'm saying? And y'all took that man's life, and then they're not standing on business. So I mean, what else could you expect to be done? You know what I'm saying? So this is the Most High paying Senior back for all of that stuff that he been talking all these years. And oh man, I'm good. I got more money than I can spend. Better know and understand the Feds is listening. They heard that, and they're getting ready to make him spend some of that money. Since he's not gonna be able to spend all of it, the Feds gonna want some of that money. So y'all keep y'all eyes on Houston and the Prince family, because they in trouble right now. So I love y'all, and I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk TV. Shalom.